Hey guys. Okay. So we had break last week, so no video, obviously. But we have that new segment from Leon called Leon Explains Math. If you've seen it, cool. If you haven't, who cares? Um, so before we start, I'd just like to ask something. I just need some support here. Can you guys like help me spread this YouTube channel? I don't care about you don't need to support me on Patreon because I don't have one of those. Um, can you can you like tell everybody else from Fuji to come here? I don't know. Really help them and me. Like with this YouTube channel, so I don't waste my time. So this is this week in a nutshell, from this date to this date. That just flew that way. Okay. So we covered four topics over this past week. We also had a quiz this week on solving right triangles. It's pretty easy. Did you know how? And if you want help with solving right triangles, go to the last video by me, not by Leon, because that one's a little different. Leon's video will help you in other ways, I guess. Okay. So, four topics. We covered angles of elevation, angles of depression, grades and slopes for in percent grades and percent slopes and percent grades and slopes. That was it. Percent grades and slopes. And law of sine and law of cosines. Okay. So Monday, angles of depression and angles of elevation. Now this was like, was it like freaking? It was a PowerPoint lesson. So, three things you really need to know, and then I'll give you two angles to help you. And I'll give you two practice problems to help you with this. So an angle of elevation is the angle formed by a horizontal line and a line of sight to a point above the line. Okay, so you should copy that down and like highlight and stuff. Okay, so let's draw the examples she had. Basically, this is a rough sketch. So say this is a person, and this is that horizontal line. Boop, and those dotted lines. It's not straight, but who cares? And then just go. He goes his line. This is his line of sight, and he sees a bird. There, he sees a bird. There's angle 1t. So this is an angle of elevation. Put a bird. It's actually a plane, but I'm too lazy to draw a plane. So you could probably do a plane. Angle of elevation. An angle of is the angle formed by a horizontal. Oh yeah, you can't see that. Horizontal. It's not how you spell horizontal. Or is it? Yeah, no, it's not. horizontal line and a line of sight below that line. I'm gonna do a bird again, but it's a plane, so you guys should probably draw a plane. So say the horizontal line for this bird is like right there. And now he's looking down at this person, and he's right there. He's looking down at the person. There you go. See? This is angle 2. It's an angle of depression. Sorry, my handwriting's really messy because, you know, I'm trying to film this at the same time. Okay. But here's the thing. So they're looking at each other, right? So that means, and they create basically the same angle. So the horizontal line created by the angle of depression, the horizontal line from the line of elevation, angle of elevation, are parallel. So if you don't like working with upside down triangle, let me show you. Okay. So they're parallel because the alternate interior angles, definition, and theorem. So let's give you a practice problem. Okay, so this is the horizontal line. I'm too lazy to draw a dotted line. This is his line of sight. And they would usually create a right triangle if you do that, right? And then sometimes they'll give you an angle and then like measurement. And then they'll ask you to find something. So what angle is this? Give you a second to figure that out. This is the only you don't have to solve this. But you will. But right now you don't have to solve this one. You have to solve triangles like these. It's an angle depression. Now, if you don't like working with upside down triangles, you can just flip it so it's a right side up triangle. Because, you know, they're parallel. These are parallel. Now, what type of angle is this? Angle of elevation. Yay, you got it. Sometimes angles of elevation could be like this. If somebody's like right there, you're looking at something right there. Like, if you weren't here, let me give you an example of problem. This is one of the things on the homework for the day. So, like this, right? I just gave you the answer, but yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, so this week, I forgot, but this week she told us that the guidelines for rounding, unless asked otherwise, is for lengths, round to the nearest tenth, and for angle measures, round to the nearest degree, but, you know. So, right, like, the angle depression is right here, and then from this point to this point, right? Okay. This is the horizontal line, this is the angle of elevation, and then you pretty much just solve to see what this is. Yeah. It's taking a bit long. Let's talk about percents and grades and slopes. So Tuesday's next. I'll give you practice problems later if you want those. Okay, so percent, grades, and slopes. That's just percent, grades, and slopes. Okay, So in right triangles, I'm gonna try to speed this up, that represent a slope or a percent grade. You can only see my wrist there, that's not good. Think about slopes from algebra. Okay, so here's the thing. These are really easy. So let me show you. Okay. Say we had this line, right? So, since we're thinking about slopes, and this, let's say the slope of this is like 1/2. So, what else can slopes be represented as other than change in y for change in x? And yeah, it can also be represented as rise over run. Remember that. Rise over run. And say, so we got this line, made it, and then we actually draw, so this is the same line as that, but we just took it out. Rise over run, it creates a right angle, and since this is the rise, this is 1, then this is 2, right? So that would give you the slope, the slope will give you these side lengths. It may also come as a percent, like 50%. Then you just change that straight to a fraction, which will also be and then you can just change it right to 1/2, right? That'll be the same, and that create the same triangle. See? Okay. So I'll give you use this slope, and then draw a triangle with it. Give you 10 seconds because it's really short. Okay, yeah, that was, and I'll give you, you're making these really easy. Percent, now draw a triangle and label draw a right triangle and label the legs. Yep. 3/4. Like that. 3/4. Okay, it's really blurry now. Okay, that's better. Just know, I'm filming this on my phone, so it's gonna be real bad because it's not used for filming things much. You know. Okay. And then we did the law of sines. There were like 0 notes for this, but I'll write things down. You can find this in your Springboard if you have that on lesson 23-1. Okay, just now to try it. We're no longer working with right triangles, but this still use right trigonometric ratios. I suggest that hold up, let me open up my Springboard. That you should do the stuff in the Springboard, like go 1 through 3, and that will help you derive the law of sines, so it makes more sense. So this is the law of sines. So for any triangle ABC with side lengths A, B, and C, sine A would be equal, and sine A over A would be equal to sine B over B, which is equal to sine C over C. That's important. You have to memorize that. If you don't know what those lowercase letters mean, it's just real fast. So if you have this angle A, B, C, so this is angle A, right? And opposite to it is BC, right? Well, it can also be written as A. So so this means this would also be as lowercase c. This is lowercase p, just so you know. Usually with these, okay, so usually with these problems, you would get like at least 3 measures, right? And you know to use the law of sines versus the law of cosines, which we will learn after this. If you have an angle and its opposite side length, and I'll go more in depth about this later. So, we have the angle, we have the law of cosines, and that's on lesson 23-3. So, there's deriving. You can derive it. And when you derive it, you do 2 through 6. So, yeah, 2 through 6 on 23-3. Okay, so this is the law of cosines. For any triangle with lengths, side lengths a, b, and c, a squared plus equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cosine a. Yeah, you should copy this down. Like, it's like the Pythagorean theorem if you cover up like that much. Yeah, and cosine, the cosine angle. So if it's the cosine angle, right? It's opposite to the side length that on the other side of the equation, you see? So b squared is equal to a squared plus c squared minus 2ac cosine b. And then c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cosine c. So, of course, you have to memorize the law of sines and the law of cosines. And you don't have to memorize the definition, just the equations. So, yeah. This is when, say you have a triangle. I'll get more into this one up with this. Okay. So Friday. So this was Thursdays, and now Friday. We're on to Friday. So that would be in the next lesson, 23-4. Should probably. So, I know you haven't had a lot of time to think about this, but pause this video, and then draw triangles and draw diagrams for each of these descriptions and see which law you would use. You see? If you haven't done this already. Okay, so pause. Okay, I'm gonna start now. So, you see? These are the things that you know which one to use. These are the usual ones you're gonna get. Angle, angle, side, angle, side, angle, side, side, angle, side, angle, side, and side, side, side. Okay. Now let's give you some practice problems and you can be on your merry way. Okay. First, we're going to start with angles of elevation and depression. Oh yeah, when you're doing these, you'll mostly be working with word problems. But, I'll just give you some easy stuff right now. Actually, no, I'm going to give you a word problem because I'm evil. I'll give you an easy one then a hard one. Say, is this... Say, Bob, right, looks up at a plane, like 500 feet in the air, and then he is like 700 feet away from the plane. What's the angle of elevation? Okay, pause this video. So pause this video to do it yourself, and then we'll move on. And then when you're done, come back. Okay, so I'm gonna draw the diagram with everything. You don't have to. All you have to do is just draw a triangle. But I'm just gonna draw it so you can see it. So this is a plane. This is my really bad plane because I'm drawing this real fast. So blocky plane, disgusting block plane. So the plane is 500 feet in the air and 700 feet away. So he looks up, so it's the angle of elevation, right? So you would use, and you're looking for this angle because it's the angle of elevation. What is the angle of elevation? So let's call this A. Tangent A equals 500 over 700. And then obviously you just do the regular work. Measure of angle A equals the inverse tangent of 500 over 700. Put that in the calculator because we're going to have to use this a lot. Measure angle A is about 36 because you round to the nearest degree. 36 degrees. Okay. Using this very same problem up above. Wait, what was I gonna say? Hold up. Give me a second here, please. Where is it? Find it. Okay, actually, never mind. Okay, so say Bob is like 5 feet. How high is the plane up in the air? It's gonna be real easy. It's 505 feet. 505 feet. There. I need to give you something higher because I had something and then it just totally disappeared from my brain. It's one of these homework thingies. I can't find it. I found it. Sometimes you'll be given and it's just a noun. I don't too lazy to make this a problem. Sometimes you'll just given 2 angles of elevation. You just draw double triangles like that. I don't even know. Just rambling right now. Yeah, you're just given 2. Don't get confused by it. I'll cover up this. So in one like this. Probably cover up the top. Haha, can't see those. This was Wednesday's homework. Something like that. Number 14. Okay. Oh yeah, I can't do practice problems well. That's why I failed Wednesday's other homework, which was to write a practice problem. So I mean, you understand. I'm gonna guess you understand percent grades and slopes. So that's real easy. If you really need help, please comment down below. Okay, so I'm gonna give you this triangle. I'll give you two triangles to do. So this is 30 degrees. This is like 40 degrees, 70 degrees. And then, oh yeah, just know when you're solving these problems, you're gonna have to use the triangle sum theorem a lot sometimes. And then, oh yeah, you never use the Pythagorean theorem because these aren't right triangles. So what's this? I'm not gonna make you solve these triangles because that takes a long time. Solving triangles is like solving right triangles, except it's harder. Same definition. Find all sides lengths and find all angle measures. This is you're looking for this. Hold up. Am I doing this right? Give me a second. It's 4 feet. Okay, pause this video. Try and solve both of these two triangles. To find out whether law of cosines or law of sines. This one you're looking for this. Looking for that angle measure. Okay, just pause it. I'm gonna start now. Okay, so oh yeah, wait, hold up. For those of you who haven't paused, just those are angles. So basically, yeah. Actually, no, that was a horrible problem. Yeah, I'm really sorry. It's so bad. I'm gonna do this one first because it's just brain farting on the other one. So equals a squared plus d squared equals minus 2ac cosine b. Yeah. Looking for b. So. And there's some of them where you had to sometimes. So if you're lazy, like you can just don't even solve these. Just subtract them to both. What am I doing? Don't do that right now. So I should give you better problems. These are so bad. You know what? Discard this triangle. It's horrible. If you want to get practice for law of sines, look in your book. I'm so bad at this. I'm sorry. Just input all of this into your calculator. Or if you want, there. You're supposed to get 4. B is 4. About 4. Let's give you. So now that you know this, let's look for angle A, shall we? So, pause this. You're not there yet, but okay. So a squared plus equals b. If you don't have the answer, please pause. Squared equals minus bc equals cos a. So it's not gonna come out perfectly because this is a rounded answer. This is a really bad problem I'm making right now. I'm sorry. So b7 squared equals 8 2 7 times 4 equals cosine A. Okay, so how would you do this? I'm sorry, I explained these so bad, so if you paused it and you don't know what to do, please bear with me. So 8 squared. So you don't want to solve for all those. Just subtract them to both sides. And then you divide by this whole entire thing. It is minimum work requirement. You don't have to write the equation once you got it down, but if you don't, I recommend you write it down every time. This is so bad, I'm sorry. You just input that into your calculator. If you're coming out of this so confused, please read the book. You can always solve for these if you want, but if you're lazy, just do it this way. Measure of angle A is about 89 degrees, but that's not perfectly right because we used a rounded answer. It's not very good. I'm sorry. Okay. So if you want more, just look in your book, please. You probably need more practice with this. Please look in your book. Or ask somebody else. Because I'm sorry if this didn't help. I didn't. So that's why this was This Week in a Nutshell. It's not exactly perfect. That's why I call it This Week in a Nutshell. But anyways, have a good rest of your day or whatever. Yeah, this is so bad. I'm sorry that every video is 30 minutes. So yeah, that's the end. Yeah, please share this. Please. I mean, I haven't seen the subscriber count in a while, but I think it's 7. But, please get more people to watch this. Because I guess this is pretty helpful if you need it. But, yeah. Okay. Have a good day. Bye.